In search of brothers in mind. What if space hides not enemies, but allies? Myths, science, and fantasy tell of good civilizations ready to lead humanity forward. Hello, friends. Before we continue, like, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions. You will learn a lot of interesting and useful things about space, the unknown and unsolved. Many imagine a meeting with aliens as a catastrophe, invasion, capture, destruction. But what if in the vast universe there are civilizations that live by different laws, civilizations based not on aggression, but on goodwill and cooperation? This video explores the idea of good civilizations, looking at it from the perspective of mythology, fantasy, science, and ancient legends. Anunnaki, Devas, star gods. Ancient myths may be echoes of encounters with benevolent beings. Is this a reality or a dream? Scientists and ufologists argue, is it possible for civilizations that have chosen the path of cooperation to exist? The answer could change our future. Where are the aliens? Based on their findings, scientists have determined that advanced civilizations will grow, slowly at first, but over time the rate of growth will increase, eventually slowing down and stopping as they run out of planets to reach. Scientists believe that our galaxy is currently in the first stage of settlement, when the spread of civilizations is slow. Most likely, there are only a few extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way that are engaged in the settlement of space. When the second stage of settlement occurs, as a result of the emergence of more traveling civilizations, the rate of settlement of the galaxy will increase. Only at this stage will people be able to meet aliens, scientists believe. We can say that the answer to the Fermi paradox is that advanced extraterrestrial civilizations are in an early, slow stage of their growth, and this prevents them from being detected. The search for extraterrestrial civilizations is limited today by the fact that scientists know of only one inhabited planet, that is, Earth, and one technologically advanced civilization, that is, humanity. That is why scientists only hypothesize about where extraterrestrial civilizations might be and what they might do in space. In a new study, scientists have found out how civilizations might develop in 3 different types of universe. Their results show that, depending on the type, intelligent life has a limited amount of time to populate the universe, and will probably do so exponentially. When we talk about aliens, most often the imagination draws aggressors, predatory races seeking to take over the Earth. But what if it's the other way around? What if there are civilizations in the universe that are at an incomparably higher level and would come not to destroy, but to help? This question worries the minds of philosophers, scientists, and ufologists. Is it possible that there, among the stars, live good neighbors of humanity? Myths and ancient legends. Since ancient times, people believed in the existence of heavenly teachers. Sumerian texts mention the Anunnaki, who supposedly gave people knowledge about the stars. The Indian Vedas describe Devas, beings of light who descended from the heavens and taught people the laws of the universe. Mayan myths mention star gods who passed on the calendar and the art of counting to the people. These stories can be interpreted as a reflection of real contacts or as a symbolic description of sudden leaps in knowledge. But the very fact of their repetition among different peoples suggests the idea that ancient civilizations believed in the existence of kind heavenly mentors. Fantastic versions. Science fiction writers of the 20th century often created images of light civilizations. In Arthur Clarke's Childhood's End, humanity is helped by superintelligent beings who lead it to evolution. In Space Odyssey, mysterious monoliths become milestones in human development, as if an invisible hand were leading us to the stars. Science fiction depicts good civilizations as forces guiding humanity, but remaining in the shadows. The idea is simple: help is possible only when we ourselves are ready to accept it without destroying our own freedom. Scientific hypotheses. Some scientists admit the possibility of the existence of civilizations oriented not toward aggression, but toward cooperation. According to the zoo hypothesis, more advanced aliens may observe the Earth, avoiding interference until we reach maturity. There are other models, for example, the Guardian hypothesis, according to which they can prevent global catastrophes, preserving humanity as a potential ally in the cosmic community. Skeptics, of course, object. There is not a single confirmed fact of intervention. But the cosmic scale itself suggests that if life is not rare, then there must be civilizations that have chosen the path of creation rather than destruction. Ancient people and their inventions. It is interesting that the images of good celestials are also found where the fantasy of the ancients was intertwined with fears. In Africa, they told about star nomads who taught tribes agriculture. In Polynesia, they believed in gods who brought plant seeds and navigational knowledge. The Egyptians associated the legends about Thoth, the giver of writing, with the divine patrons of the sky. Even if these stories are just metaphors, they reflect people's thirst to believe that somewhere there are older brothers caring for humanity. Goodness as a form of survival? If you look at it from a scientific point of view, benevolent civilizations make perfect sense. Aggression is beneficial at the level of tribes or individual species, but in space it is suicidal. A civilization that has managed to survive for millions of years has most likely learned to value cooperation and nonviolence. Goodness in this sense becomes not a moral, but an evolutionary strategy for survival. Myth or reality? We have no evidence that good civilizations exist. But there are myths, hypotheses, and dreams that humanity has cherished for millennia. Perhaps one day, AI will pick up a signal not from hostile aggressors, but from those who want to lend a helping hand. And then the question, are we alone, will be replaced by another, are we ready to accept the good that came from the stars? Since ancient times, people have believed that the heavens are inhabited by beings who bring knowledge and light. The Vedas talk about the Devas, the Sumerians about the Anunnaki, the Mayans about star gods. These myths are surprisingly similar. Somewhere in the sky life force is ready to lead humanity forward. Science fiction writers of the 20th century picked up this idea, creating images of cosmic mentors. Arthur Clarke in Childhood's End and the Odyssey depicted just such guardians. But scientists do not ignore the hypothesis of light civilizations. The theory of the cosmic zoo suggests that advanced races are watching us, but avoid interfering until we become mature. There is also a version of guardians, according to which invisible allies could save the Earth from disasters. Even if myths and legends are just fiction, they reflect a deep human desire to believe in allies according to reason. And perhaps it is cooperation, not aggression, that becomes the key to the long existence of civilization. After all, he who fights endlessly destroys himself, and he who chooses cooperation builds the future. There remains only one question. If tomorrow we hear a signal not of a threat, but of friendship, are we ready to accept it? In conclusion, scientists have found evidence of aliens, a bold statement by a NASA documentary filmmaker. Simon Holland, a documentary filmmaker for the BBC and NASA, claims that scientists have already discovered signs of extraterrestrial intelligent life. According to him, the signal coming from space near the closest star to Earth, Proxima Centauri, may indicate the existence of another civilization. Holland emphasizes that the analysis of the signal is ongoing, and in November, scientists plan to officially announce the discovery of extraterrestrial life. Scientists on this project have been studying a mysterious signal previously recorded by a radio telescope in Australia for several years. At first, it was considered to be of terrestrial origin due to possible technological obstacles, but new data may indicate a cosmic source for the signal. The signal was recorded in 2019, but at that time, scientists came to the conclusion that it was most likely the result of terrestrial interference. However, according to Holland, the situation changed. He claims that scientists are now reconsidering the possibility that this signal is a message from another civilization. Proxima Centauri is located 4.2 light-years from Earth and has 2 planets. One of them, Proxima Centauri, is a rocky body that is located in the habitable zone of its star. This means that conditions for life, perhaps even intelligent life, could potentially exist there. Like, subscribe to the channel and leave your impressions. Here we learn not only about the cosmos, but also about everything smart, kind, and eternal.